For the fourth time ever in American history, the House of Representatives is engaged in an impeachment inquiry into the President of the United States. But what does any of this really mean for our country? Inquiry, investigation, impeachment, all these words, they can get really, really confusing. So let's break it down. The inquiry is in its investigative phase. This means 6 House committees, including Judiciary and Intelligence, which I sit on, will continue to probe and gather evidence related to Donald Trump's collusion, corruption, obstruction, and abuse of office. But primarily, we are focused on his conduct relating to extortion with the country of Ukraine. So what really is impeachment? Well, technically, it refers to a vote by the House of Representatives to charge a high-ranking government official with misconduct, and it begins the process of removing him or her from office. You can think of it like a grand jury handing down an indictment in a criminal case where there still has to be a trial. The overall process of removing the president from office, which most people are referring to when they talk about impeachment, refers to the remedies for this lawless conduct, brought to us by the United States Constitution. The Constitution explains that removal from office requires a majority vote of the House of Representatives to impeach first, then followed by a 2/3 majority in the Senate to convict and remove. So you can impeach, but not remove. But to remove, first you have to impeach. The Senate would conduct its own trial, and if convicted, the president would ultimately be removed from office. So a lot of people have asked me, why would the House move forward with an impeachment investigation if it may get stalled in the Senate? The answer is simple. We should never prejudge what the Senate is going to do. I came to Congress and I took an oath to defend and uphold the Constitution. And if I see lawlessness, or my constituents believe that there's lawlessness, or the Constitution demands and my conscience requires that we hold a president accountable, I can't think about what the Senate's going to do. And we shouldn't let the Senate off the hook just because politically right now we have calculated they won't do anything. That's for the Senate to decide. Good government depends on trust. The American people need to be able to trust that their government and their president are working for them and not for a foreign government or to enrich themselves. We are in the midst of a national nightmare. We have a president of the United States who has admitted to presidential extortion. And as I sit here right now, an ongoing cover-up is taking place at the White House. And no American president should ever conduct themselves that way. Now, I did not come to Washington to work on the impeachment of a president, but I firmly believe that no one is above the law. Not you, not I, certainly not the President of the United States.